Make sure I got everything here. All right. What's going on, people? Welcome to the LV Live show. I'm LV Live. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Once again, I want to thank all the new subscribers for coming by to my channel, man. It is truly, truly appreciated. We're going to call this getting outclassed. Outclassed tonight. Knicks lose to OKC 101-126. The Knicks lose by 25 points. The MVP, that's what I'm going to call him, SGA, had 39 points tonight, almost 40. And Isaiah Joe was the king. Bench players coming off the bench. He had 31 tonight. Everyone else was in single digits. I believe Jalen Williams had 19. But we just got outclassed tonight. Outclassed, man. Period. The captain had 27 points, 5 assists. The big cat had 23 points, 10 rebounds. And that pretty much was it. Big Chaz, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live tonight. We got outclassed, man. Period. There's levels to this. Levels. Rondo, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Tough loss on them boys, 126-101. Disc Rover. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Tough loss on them boys, 126-101. OKC shot 53% from the field and 50% from three. We shot 38% from the field, 12% from three. We lost that first quarter 31-17, and that was pretty much going to be the ball game. That was it. That was it. You know, you're going to have like rough nights in this league offensively. You are. You know, this league makes you realize very, very quick, you know, who's a good basketball player and who's not. Like, you'll identify that fast. So you're going to have off nights. You really are. You're playing against the best ball players in the world. But when you add that on top of, like, all the other nonsense that's going on, what I mean is the minutes that's being played by these guys, the lack of bench production, right? You add that on top of things, it makes a loss like this even worse. I mean, this is really bad, but on top of the other things, it makes it look even worse. It really, truly does. There's a couple of things that I've been watching this game, I was kind of like shaking my head about, and I just realized, I've always said it, and I've said it before, we're not close yet. There's levels to this, right? There's tiers in this league. I think we're like tier 3, maybe on a fringe of tier 2, but the elites are the elites. The top dogs are the Cavs, OKC, and the Celtics. Everything else is, you could say we're maybe tier 2, tier 3, whatever, but we're not even close to those top teams. To those elite teams. We're not close. We're not even close at all. And when I mean close, I mean, like, you know, we could probably win a series against those. I don't think we win a series against these teams at all. I don't think. All three of them. You know, I think we lose. We might maybe win one game out of a 7-game series against a team like this. Definitely not against the Celtics. We're not ready, man. We're not ready. We're just not. PQ from PK, man. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Tough loss on the boys, 126-101. The captain, 27 points, 5 assists. Outlaw. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. So that's what I took from this game tonight. You're gonna have tough guys. You're gonna have tough nights in this league. You just are. But when you get to the elite teams, you got to be able to hang with them. And the way we got smoked tonight, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. That doesn't mean we're not going to the playoffs. That doesn't mean that. Let's not jump off the cliff. That doesn't mean that. We are a playoff team. And I think we are one of the better teams in the East. But to think that we're going to win the East, no, we're not going to win the East. Maybe Eastern Conference Finals. I wouldn't be surprised we lost in the second round again this year. Just being honest here. I'm not, I'm not trying to, like, bust our bubble or anything like that. Let's go to highlights. Let's watch the highlights while I'm talking. I'm not trying to, destroy our bubble or any of that stuff. I just, I'm just identifying, just what we are, man. And we're not close, man. We're not close to these other teams. We're just not. Vibes, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Tough loss to them boys, 126-101. The Big Cat, 23 points, 10 rebounds. So, two things, right? Big Taz says, Mikal Bridges is used cars. No, he's not, Big Taz. No, come on, man. Big Taz, he had a rough night, man. It happens, man. OG Anunoby looked bad tonight, man. OG Anunoby getting more bread than him. He looked bad tonight. Man. OG Anunoby didn't play well at all tonight, Big Taz. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. So So, all right. Look, let me break it down to you guys. There's levels to this, right? But there's also a situation that we really have to identify here, guys. Like we really, really do. And for the first time this season, I mean, I've saw the other games, but we kind of played better tonight. Knicks 100 GM, man. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Tough loss on the boys, 101-126. SGA 40 points tonight, 39, but we're going to say 40. It comes to a point during the season, right, where you just see, okay, I'm seeing that this team has hit a wall. I'm seeing that we're hitting a wall. And what I mean by hitting a wall, guys, is that everybody else seems to be flowing in the OKC's in a different league. Like, let's not even try to take away anything from what they did tonight. So I don't want to say that, but what I'm seeing from this team, even a guy like OG Anunoby, even a guy like, of course, Bridges, and what I'm seeing a team that's hitting a wall. They're hitting a wall. And what I see guys that just do not seem to have it, right? Like, I'm being honest with you. And I think that there is a point in the season, guys, where you kind of get to that. Usually it's around like the All-Star break where guys hit a wall. Around that time, it seems like for the Knicks it's a lot sooner. A lot sooner than that. Right? So I'm just seeing a team that's hitting the wall. Like these guys can't knock down. Brunson was struggling. Like, he shot 7 for 15, but it was a hard 7 for 15. JD Ills, man, direct. I appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Tough loss on the boys, 126-101. Knicks 100 GM said, bro, we ain't beat nobody. Listen, 100 GM, man. I can't even sit here and say you're wrong, man. You're right on point here. You're right on point. Namit, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Tough loss on the boys, 126-101. Khaled Pasha, man. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Tough loss on the boys, 126-101. So it seems like they're hitting the wall. And a lot of teams, it happens later. This team is happening sooner. And the reason why I'm saying it's happening sooner is because the minutes. You could see it, guys. They have no shot. Their shots are flat. You could see it. You could see it. You know what I'm saying? And then also too, like, what I also saw is this is where it comes down to coaching, right? I saw a team in OKC that knew exactly what the Knicks wanted to run. Exactly what the Knicks wanted to run. It wasn't a question of what they think the Knicks were going to run, or it just wasn't a question of that. And they were locked in to everything that the Knicks wanted to do, their sets, everything defensively. They studied the last game that they played against the Knicks and were locked and loaded. Everything. So the Knicks were trying to run their sets. They couldn't get into their sets. OKC had them on clamps. But it's an easy adjustment. And the easy adjustment is, it's kind of, we used to call it like, we used to call it the diamond set. But of course it's they call it the triangle. But we used to call it the diamond set, where we would have kind of like 3 guys over in the corner. It would look like kind of like a triangle / diamond or whatever. And we would just operate from 2 guys, like the point guard and the big, because he had a mismatch. Towns had a mismatch tonight. I don't know why Towns is at the top of the key tonight when he had Jalen Williams on him. They should have identified that from the first game and said, yo, if Jalen Williams is on Cat Brunson, I don't care what we're running. I don't care who's guarding you. We're going to that diamond set. We're going right there in that corner. Everybody spread out. We're going Brunson and Cat, two-man game. We're feeding Cat in that post. We got to trust in Cat, which I know he's going to do. He's going to rotate the ball. If the double comes, somebody should be cutting. Somebody should be hitting wide open shots, whatever. That's what should happen. Simplify it. Simplify it. Simplify it. Run it through him in that post. That's what you do. They didn't do that. Instead, you have Brunson at the top of the key doing hero ball. They were ready for that. They were ready for that. So my thing is that that's what you do, man. It's simple hoops, man. And they didn't do that. And they got out of sorts. And then once OKC started running and gunning, getting turnovers, that was it. And then what can you say about Isaiah Joe, man? 31 points off the bench for them. He was the one that lit him up, and that was the ball game. Once he started shooting, he was knocking down everything, right? And so, guys, they only had like two guys really fill it up. SGA had 39, and of course Isaiah Joe had 31. But Jalen Williams added 19, and everybody else scattered in some points here and there, 6 points, 8 points. They just had it well-rounded offense. But they seemed like a team that was way more prepared than that. Than the Knicks. Excuse me. That's just what I saw, man. I don't even think it's like anything that's like kind of like hard to figure out. I just think that that's just what it was. I think they were a more prepared team than the Knicks. And I don't think that it was a situation to where, the Knicks didn't have energy. I thought they had great energy. I thought they did. I just thought OKC's a better team and knew exactly what the Knicks wanted to run, was ripping them, was stripping them, was doing all types of stuff. And that was it. That's just my opinion. I don't think it's anything like that difficult. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think so. I don't think it's a situation where it's like, oh, we're trying to figure out, what happened, what didn't happen. No, man, they're a better team, and they knew exactly what they wanted to do tonight and where to attack. And the Knicks had no answer for it. No answer for it. Knicks 100 GM said, "Whooping coming." Look at that, man. I can't deny it, man. I can't deny it. I can't deny it, man. And you got to take your head off and you got to salute those guys. But the reality is that where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Where? Knicks 100 GM's on fire tonight. On fire. Look what he said. We needed to bring us back to reality. Knicks 100 GM's letting off cannons tonight. Letting off cannons. But the reality is, LV has said it, guys. You guys, I said it. I said we're not ready yet. I said it before. I was happy with the record. I even said it. Big shouts to my man Ant on Knicks Nation. I said it over there. I said we're not ready yet. I said we're probably a year or two out. And those other teams that are elite teams, they've had 2 or 3 years to really build this, man. We're a year out, man. Year or two out. We just are. Now, if you want to say is Tom Thibodeau the guy going forward, that's a different question. That's a different question. Because I thought there was a couple of adjustments he could have made tonight. That I just thought that, he could have kind of like fixed or adjusted to. Like I told you, kind of feeding Cat down there in that Baja. That should have been the thing we led with. Right? That's the thing. When you saw that was the matchup, that's what we should have went with. We shouldn't have had Cat at the top of the key. You still run your offense somewhat, but you got to come back to where you wheel him around and have him come back down in that post, and that's where you operate the offense from. Period. And then also, too, everyone knows we like run and drop, right? We like run and drop. You can't run drop against these guys. You can't. SGA will scorch you, man. You can't run drop with him. He's too good of a player, and that's what was happening. Period. Gravity, man. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV live tonight. Tough loss on the boys, 126-101. The Big Cat, 23 points, 10 rebounds. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. You can't run drop with SGA. That's why he got 39 easy. And then they were so worried about the 15-footer, that money shot. Then he said, okay, then he started doing the hezzy and going in and getting in ones. You cannot run drop with him. That's a coaching thing. My man Gravity says, I was very disappointed tonight, LV. Yeah, listen, we got brought to reality, Gravity. That's what happened tonight. That's what happened tonight, Gravity. And it's levels to this, Gravity. It's levels to this, man. We're not in the same league as them, man. We're not. And guys, once again, right? Listen, guys, look, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay, man. We're gonna be okay. But I think this loss right now, right, makes them realize that I don't know if we're gonna win a chip this year. Now we're gonna be an exciting team. We're gonna be in the mix. But do we have enough to beat the elite teams? We don't. We don't. And you just have to kind of be honest with that, man. You know what I mean? And it's a couple of things that I think that need to be fixed. And guys, once again, man, you're gonna have off night shooting, man. You're gonna have off night shooting. Like I'm not worried about that. Like I'm not. We're too good offensively. We're gonna have off nights. But tonight was a bad night shooting, and the reason why it's a bad night, I'm telling you right now, guys, I think their legs are shot, man. I think they've hit a wall. They've been playing so much, they've hit a wall, man. They've hit a wall. And that's why, if you notice, most teams are going 10 deep. They're not playing their guys because they don't want their guys hitting a wall, man. It's a long season. You want these guys ready for April and May. They may not even be ready, man. Because I think they've hit a wall. You're going to have to play a lot of these other guys, man. You're going to have to, man. Because I think that listen, guys, I didn't think the energy was bad tonight. I didn't think the energy was bad. I thought the energy was good. They didn't seem like you just ran into a buzzsaw tonight. A really, really good team, elite team. You know what I'm saying? This Rover says these guys are human beings, right? 24 hours doesn't stop your legs from feeling like Linguini. Listen, this Rover agreed, man. Agreed. I'm just being honest. I don't, I just don't think that I think they're still feeling it, man. They're hitting a wall here, man. They are. I mean, and then it doesn't help that you're running into a buzzsaw like this. These guys are gonna run circles around you, and that's what happened tonight. And I thought the Knicks, the energy was good, but I'm just being honest with you, man. So the first thing that goes. Listen, the reason why I'm saying this about the wall, right? Here's the reason why I'm saying that. I'm not just pulling it out my, you know what. I'm saying this because I played, man. When you're tired, the first thing that goes is your legs. And you lose your fundamentals when it comes to your jump shot because you don't have any lift. You just don't. So what happens is eventually you start missing shots that you usually make. So I think that plays a role. It does. You can't deny it. And so you're seeing it now with guys, man. They don't have any lift. Listen, man, look, let me give you guys the numbers really quick, man. Let me give you guys the numbers really quick. Let me pull this up. Give me 1 second. Share this screen. Show you guys really quick, man. All right. Okay, let me just make sure this is opened up wide for you guys. Pause. Make sure. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Let me fix this up for you guys. All right. Okay, cool. All right, we're rocking and rolling. All right, so take a look, guys. You can see the stats. Mikal Bridges was 0 for 9, 0 for 7 tonight, right? OG Anunoby was 2 for 8, 0 for 5, and a couple of those were just like little layups. But he played terrible tonight, man. When do we ever see both of those guys play bad like this, man? OG Anunoby had 4 points, has 0 points. Mikal Bridges has 0 points. They never looked this bad, man. They did not score at all tonight. Do you mean to tell me these guys don't? Come on, man. Josh Hart is Josh Hart. He's 16 points, 13 rebounds. You love what he does. But come on, man. Oh, listen, Mikal Bridges is playing the most minutes in the league. In the league. You think the guy's not tired? You think so? Just I'm just saying what I mean by getting tired. You think these guys aren't hitting the wall? Look what they shot tonight, man. 37 for 96, 38.5 from the field, 12.5% from three, 4 for 32 they shot. That's your legs, man. That's your legs. That's your legs, man. Jeremy, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live tonight. Tough loss on the boys, 126 to 101. So I'm just saying. So you guys, so we just, we just got to be honest here, man. The first thing to go is your legs on that jump shot, man. And for us to be shooting 4 for 32 from three, come on, man. Come on. I mean, that's really bad, but they don't have no legs, man. None. You see OG Anunoby, man. He's like aiming his shot. He's like aiming his shot. So these guys don't have it, man. They really, really don't, man. They really don't. And it's a lot of things here, man. You got to identify, man, and that's one of them. I mean, you got to give it to the Thunder, man. I mean, all in all, man, everyone played good. But look, I mean, we sort of returned to Deuce tonight. Deuce had 7, 3 for 9 from the field, 0 for 4 from 3. His first game back, 1 for 1. Campaign 5 for 11, 1 for 4 from 3. So I'm just saying, man, Precious only played 6 minutes tonight, man. 6 minutes. So I'm just look, man. Tough loss, man. Gravity, man, says if we are already burnt out in January, then we are in trouble come playoff time. Gravity, see, that's been the issue, Gravity. That's what everybody has been saying, man. That's what everybody has been saying. That's the issue, man. But this is the Tibbs formula, man. And you can see it, man. You can see it. So, so once again, man, we got to monitor and kind of see what's going on. My man Jeremy, check this out. Jeremy says the Knicks are 13-1 against lottery teams, 12-13 against playoff playing teams, 0-9 against OKC, Celtics, Cavs, Hawks, Bulls, Mavs. There you go, man. There you go. There you go. Listen, man. Look, see, LV's running out of things to say, right? I'm really not, but for a moment, sometimes you got to breathe, man. You got to breathe. We're going to be okay. But I think this was the importance of people saying earlier, right, that you got to start playing guys on the bench, right? This was the people's biggest issue because they were afraid of this. They were afraid of guys getting burnt out. And this is when guys usually kind of hit their playoff break and they're kind of like, all right, man, we need a week off, right? They can kind of do that and get their legs back. But we don't get a chance to it every game on, game off, game on, go game off. You know what I mean? Like every other day. It's really tough, man. So I think we'll be fine, but we have to be real about where we think this team's ceiling is. And can Tom Thibodeau get us over that hump? Can he do that, guys? Can Tibbs get us over that hump? Let's listen. Let's listen to the coach, man. Let's listen to him. Man. Let's see what he has to say. I'm curious. pull this up here for Tibbs. One second, guys. Let me just pull this up here. Tibbs. 1 second here. Okay. 1 second, guys. Just make sure my volume is up. Just be patient here with me, guys. Making sure everything is good. The volume's good. All right, let's see what Tibbs has to say, guys.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's probably a compilation of things.
1 second. There's no sound here. All right, let me see what's going on here, guys.
And,
1 second. Oh, he's having technical difficulties.
Yeah,
Guys,
well,
give me
I
1
mean,
second. Let me just try to figure this
it's
out here
probably
because I really want to hear what Tibbs is saying. I got to hear what he's saying. I got to. Nothing. I'm not getting no sound here. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me just gotta get it out of there. All right. Get no sound out of Tibbs, man. I'm trying to hear Tibbs. See what he's talking about here. Make sure I got this sound correct here, man.
Seems like talking to you guys, you understand that's not always the case. You have to remind yourself
Okay.
that things don't always go in uniform patterns. Yeah, it's all about just building every single day. Sometimes you can do the right things and fail, and sometimes you can do the wrong things and have success. So,
Wait 1 second here.
lack of
I'm trying to
movement,
hear
credit to
something.
them or pressing early on. Do you have a sense of what gotta give them a lot of credit.
Give me 1 second, guys.
They played their point of view very, very well, and we just did not come and play Knicks basketball today. Obviously, shots didn't fall, but it's kind of the lack of ball movement. Credit to them.
Okay, I'm having a little technical difficulties here. I apologize, guys, for this.
Gotta give them a lot of credit.
Let me see something. Let me get a little tester here. Guys, give me 1 second here. Okay. Well, okay. It's not really having some technical difficulty here, so I apologize, guys. I truly do. So in all, man, listen, man, look, this is a tough loss tonight. Tough loss and an eye-opening loss, and really a situation to where, we got to really identify, what, how can I say, man, what it is and what direction we're trying to go in as a team, right? I think that I think we're fine. I don't think it's a situation to where, we're not ready. I don't think it's a situation to where we're not, a team to beat. I don't think none of that. I think we're fine, but I do think that we have to come to reality here on a lot of different things. We have to. I think it's it's an eye opening thing, and I think it's it's a situation to where you got to open your eyes and realize that okay, you're not on that level. You're just not. And I think that, in doing that, you kind of say, all right, cool. This is not what we are. So what do we do from there going forward? What do we do? What do you do? Just being honest. This was his time to hit the hyperbolic chamber. Yo, man, word up. They need that joint, right? Vibe says the team is tired and can't defend or score. Yeah, man, Vibes. They look like Vibes. They just look like, man, it's ill, man. So let me see here what Gravity says. Do you think if Tibbs was the coach of OKC, they would be as good as they are now if they had the same players? Ooh, that's a good question. Vibes, excuse me, Gravity. That's great, man. That's a great question. No, I don't think so. I don't think they would be the same team. I don't think so. I just don't. I mean, I think they're good. I think they're really good, but I don't, because of who Tibbs is, man. Tibbs will be playing SGA like 40 minutes, man. How many minutes did SGA play tonight? Yo, check this out, man. See what I'm saying? SGA only played 29 minutes tonight, man. Yo, he only played 29 minutes tonight, boss. He only played 29 minutes. Look at that efficiency. 29 minutes. How many minutes do you think Tibbs would play him a game? Tibbs would probably play that kid like 42 minutes a game, man. And would not give those other cats like Isaiah Job, he wouldn't give them no burn. Or the kid Wiggins. He only played 29 minutes, guys. 29 minutes. In a game like tonight, Tibbs would have had that guy in all the way into the fourth quarter, man. Listen, there comes a point where the numbers are the numbers. Like, you got to identify the difference here in coaching philosophy. So once again, you got to identify this team. This team is legit, right? SGA showing you who he is, right? Let's know if fans are, but 39 points in 29 minutes, right? He's showing you how efficient and how he's easily the clear like lead in MVP this year, right? But there's also like a key understanding of like the minutes and how this guy on the other end does his minutes, right? And how he's giving guys an opportunity to shine. Jalen Williams off the bench, the big man, he played 15 minutes. The other kid, Kendrick Williams, right? He played 22 minutes, right? Isaiah Joe played 30 minutes. Aaron Wiggins played 22 minutes. Wallace only played 30 minutes. Lou Dort only played 23 minutes. Isaiah Ihart only played 30 minutes tonight, man. Ihart only played 30 minutes. Jalen Williams only played 33 minutes. Do you see that this is the league now, man? This is the league. This is what's going on across the board. There were times, guys, when we were blowing out teams. We were blowing teams out. And Tibbs had those guys, Bridges, playing 40-something minutes. Real talk. So, you gotta give those guys credit, but you see the minutes. You see how it is. It's just a new way of basketball, man. That's just what it is. It's no different. Vibe says, bro, seems like he played the entire game. Agreed, right? But what you did, come on, man. It is what it is. Knicks 100 Gibson. So now what, man? We start all over with a new coach? Nah, man, that's not the point that people are making, man. That's not the point that people are making. And Knicks 100 GM, let me say this, man, because I love that you come here. You're making valid points. You're not wrong about anything that you're saying. You got to give the other team credit. I mean, we'll be fine, right? But we're just not that good, right? We're just not. I think we're better than just not that good. I think we're a good team, but I do feel that we're a year or two away. But Knicks 100 GM, I think what a lot of people are saying and the frustration that people feel is that guys we don't need Bridges to play 40-something minutes a night. We don't need that to happen. If you're giving guys like Dadier or whomever some minutes, like that doesn't need to happen. Brunson doesn't need to play. If SGA is only playing 29 minutes, balls, and he's doing what he's doing, Brunson was top 5 in MVP last year. You think he can't? You think he can't get busy? Of course he can. He don't need to play 38 minutes a night. That don't need to happen. So what happens is when you do stuff like that, Knicks 100 GM, right? Your team wears out quicker, and that's what you're seeing. You're seeing a tired team. Now, that's not disregarding other teams. That's not that. But you still got to identify, Knicks 100 GM, the deficiencies in your team and why those deficiencies are there. Brunson is still who he is, man. He still is him. He had 27 tonight. He shot 7 for 15 from the field. He was extremely efficient. Cat played great tonight. But you're seeing in a guy like Bridges, his legs are shot. You see it. He couldn't make a shot. He didn't score no points. You think that guy's not feeling it? He's playing the most minutes in the league this year, man. And he doesn't need to. That's the issue. Knicks 100 GM said, but we knew this when we got Tibbs. I love that you said that, Knicks 100 GM. And once again, man, everybody don't kill him in here because I love that he's here. He's got to give this, and I love that he's saying that. Agreed. I totally agree with you. But I think Knicks 100 GM, in some aspects, not all, but in some aspects, I think Tibbs has hit his ceiling. You know, it's like I said before, Tibbs is an old relic in this league, man. He's from the 90s, man. He was on the bench with Van Gundy and them. I remember Tibbs back then. So he has still a lot of the old coaching philosophies from that time where guys like Ewing and them would play 40-something minutes a game, and the game was slower then. This is a faster paced game. So you're going to need a lot of different guys to come in and spell guys because you want to make sure you got your guys for the long haul. He doesn't view that. He's a very top-heavy coach, meaning your stars and guys that are getting the most money should play the most. Like, that's how he feels. Whereas this new generation of coach, they're like, yo, that doesn't make any sense because we're not going to have these guys later on. But see, to him, he doesn't feel that way. And he coaches every game like it's the finals. You can't be that way. And he has old habits that he just can't change. That's why it was a great question. I don't know if it was gravity or vibes. I'm sorry. I don't know which one. I think it was gravity. He said, yo, if Tibbs was coaching OKC, what would he would play? He would be playing SGA 40-something minutes. Lou Dort would never come off the court because he's hard. He plays hard defense. He's like Josh Hart. He would never come off the court. He would play Isaiah Hartenstein damn near 40 minutes a night. That kid, Jalen Williams, would not. The big kid coming off the bench and the other kid, Williams, they would not see the court. They wouldn't. He would maybe play five. He would play maybe two dudes off the bench, and that is it. Because of what SGA can give you, he would just be on. He would go berserk with that team. That's just the truth of the matter. So, in some aspects, Knicks 100 GM, I think Tibbs has kind of hit his ceiling here. And I think that when we were in a rut, when we were kind of like in a really bad place as a team, I think he was the perfect coach to come in and clean it up. So, but I think now with this team that he has, this is the best team he's ever had. You could see he's kind of struggling and he doesn't know what to do. Hence, him putting in Akaporte with 40 seconds left in the third quarter. I'm like, yo, my man, what? Alex, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. It's my first time seeing you, man. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, man. But appreciate you coming through rocking with me and my crew tonight, man. Tough Lows and the boys 126 to 101. Alex says the Knicks are frauds. I don't think so, man. I don't think we're frauds. I don't think we're frauds at all, Alex. I don't think we're frauds at all. But I appreciate you coming through rocking with me and my crew, man. For that, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel. So Knicks 100 GM. That's all I'm saying, right? So it's just a certain coaching philosophy and a coaching style you're going to need, right? And I'm not saying fire Tibbs. I'm not saying that, but we got to see if he's going to change because, hence, like I was saying, he put Akaporte in with 40 seconds left in the I think in the third for Cat. Now we haven't seen this kid in like a month. I'm like, why would you do that? You haven't been playing this guy. Why would you throw him in now? Why you ain't playing Precious? Why you ain't play Sims? So it's weird. Like, why would you do that? It doesn't make any sense. So you throw this kid in now? So it seemed like to me, Tibbs is grasping for straws. Right? And guys, he's a person. You think he doesn't hear the whispers? You think he doesn't hear people talking about him and his minutes and all. You think he doesn't hear these things? Of course he hears these things. Of course he hears these things. So I think that was the pressure. Like he just threw the kid in there. And I'm like, all right, well, why you didn't throw the kid in there before, like a couple weeks ago? Like what? Like why now? When we're blowing teams out, you're not playing this kid. But now you decide to put him in now, and it's just what I'm saying to you, Knicks 100 GM, is just weird. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Look at Vibe said, it's like what Golden State did with Kerr. He took Golden State to the promised land. Yeah, Mark Jackson got them to a certain place, and Kerr took them over the top. It makes perfect sense if you know Tibbs. Okay, like how? Like it makes perfect sense. It doesn't make perfect sense if it's wrong, man. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It doesn't make perfect sense if you're wrong. It's not right for Tibbs to do that. I don't care if it's Tibbs. It makes perfect sense if you know Tibbs. That's the problem in itself. That's the problem. Because the kid should have been playing a while ago. And here's the thing: when he went out there today, he played well. He had 2 blocks. He blocked iHeart. He made it tough for iHeart in the Baja. I figured who else he blocked. I think it was Jalen Williams. He played against their starters and he played okay. So to people's point, why wasn't he playing weeks ago? Like you understand? So once again, it doesn't. So you say it makes perfect sense because it's Tibbs. That's the problem. Because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for him to be doing that. So that's why I'm saying I think he's struggling with his coaching philosophies and he's realizing how it doesn't work today. It might work when your team you're trying to climb out the gutter of the NBA and you just got to play guys a lot of minutes to get wins. That makes sense. He doesn't have to do that with this team. This team is really talented. So he doesn't have to play these guys 40. He doesn't have to do that. He just doesn't. Knicks 100 of keeping players starved is what molded us into the Warriors coming playoff time. No, come on, man. Come on, man. Keeping players starved? What do you mean by that, man? Who learns like that? That doesn't work. That does not work. Guys are going to come in cold and everything. That doesn't make any sense at all. On Dios NYK, man. Please subscribe to the channel, man. I appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. It's my first time seeing you here. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, man. But I appreciate you coming through rocking with me and my crew, man. It is truly, truly appreciated. If you have subscribed, please do so. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you have subscribed, I appreciate you, man. I truly do. But I appreciate you coming through rocking with me and my crew on this tough night, man. Tough night. I mean, Alex said OG Towns, Hart, and McBride are underrated. Rest of the team is overrated. Alex, you think Brunson's overrated? You think Josh Hart is overrated? I don't think so, man. Brunson finished top 5 in MVP last year, man. I don't think Brunson's overrated, man. He deserves all the billing that he's getting. I don't think Josh Hart is overrated, man. I think he's really, really, really good. He's actually underrated. Okay. Alex says Knicks would be better if they traded for Cam Johnson instead of Mikal. No, they wouldn't. Cam Johnson can't defend, man. Mikal's been playing great, man. He's had a couple of stinkers. That doesn't mean he stinks. Doesn't mean he stinks, man. He had a couple of stinkers. It happens, man. Happens. Then he tested Grimes, and Grimes became a starter. He shipped Grimes off to Detroit, man. He shipped Grimes off to Detroit. Grimes was crying before he got traded, man. Do you remember that? DiVincenzo came in and took his minutes. Grimes was crying, man. He was complaining on the bench. Do you remember that when that happened last year? I remember every bit of it. I talked about it on this show. Ask my man Big Task who's up in here. Ask Coach who's up in here. Big task if you didn't let it be known. I talked about Grimes. Grimes was crying like a baby. And I said it when DiVincenzo came in. I said, I hope Grimes is ready. I hope Grimes is ready. I said, because this kid is coming. Grimes was complaining, man. You don't remember that? Big task. If you in here, let me know if you in here. There you go. Big task. So yes, you did, LV. Grimes was crying. Big task. You remember that? We was talking about it all last year when DiVincenzo was breathing down his neck for playing time. Grimes was starting. DiVincenzo snatched it from the throat, and we shipped your Grimes off to Detroit. Tibbs dropped him like a bad. I was about to say it more. I was about to say it. So how about LV? Tibbs dropped him like a bad habit, man. Let me say that. See, Gravity was there too. Gravity. We spoke about it a lot. Of Gravity, come on, man. Come on, Grimes. Grimes folded up like tissue paper when the pressure was on, man. And what did Tibbs do? Tibbs shipped him off to Detroit. DiVincenzo came in over there and snatched that spot. Come on, man. Come on, man. All my day ones. Big Taz, Gravity, Vibes, all my day ones. You know what time it is. I've been talking about that Grimes thing. DiVincenzo had Grimes he had him in a full Nelson, man. And after that, Tibbs shipped him up out of here. I'm tired of him because he was complaining. So come on, man. Come on with that. Tibbs, listen, we know who Tibbs is. Wesley Robinson, man, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live tonight. Long time no see. Hope all is well with you, man. Appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live. Wesley Johnson said, peace and blessings, LV. I'm checking from Strong Island. Tibbs never has a team prepared. Oh, man, yo. Wesley Robinson. My man, you must have been watching the game with me because I said this. I felt the same way, man, as I was watching it. He never adjusts to matchups and he plays cold players too long. Tibbs would never get this team to the finals. Wesley Robinson, was you sitting in my house watching the game with me? Were you right next to me? I think you were. I think you were like, you teleported to my crib and it was the invisible man next to me. Something crazy. Just listening, watching the game with LV. Saying the same stuff I'm saying. He was like, yo, LV, say this on your show. Say this on your show. I think it was you. Because, my man, this is exactly what I was saying. No adjustments, man. He didn't make none. None. Tibbs didn't make no adjustments tonight, man, to what they were doing. I said it. OKC seemed like they were prepared. They took notes from that first game. They took notes and said, yo. And if you guys paid attention to the game, which I'm sure you guys did, every time the Knicks came off of a curl, they were getting blitzed. They were getting doubled. They were blitzing them boys. They could not get into their sets because OKC said, when they do this, this is what we're going to do. When they do this, this is what we're going to do. Tibbs had nothing. He just, and then he was sitting over here like Mike Woodson. He didn't know what to do or what to say. You could tell he was struggling. You could tell he was. And I was like, yo, Tibbs, man, like, yo, you gotta adjust. You gotta make some changes. Come on. So, I mean, is there a possibility, guys, right? This is for everybody in here. The whole crew, Knicks 100 GM, everybody in here, man. Is there a possibility? Is there a possibility? I just like to throw out there, just ask for everybody here to answer me, please. And everybody that's in here rocking with me, please answer it. Is there a possibility that Tibbs could be losing the locker room a bit? Could his voice it's not getting heard the way it once was? This happens all the time in the NFL, right? Guys start playing bad, teams start playing bad, and then you're like, yo, what's going on with this team? Why aren't they playing the same way they were before? And it's because guys are losing, like they're losing faith in the coach. is there a possibility? I'm just asking that he's losing the locker room a little bit. Losing the locker room. Is there a possibility that he could be? That he's saying to run sets and do certain things and guys aren't doing it. Right? I'm just asking a question. Because, guys, this does not look like the same team like that was playing like 2 weeks ago. It looks totally different. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Could that be a possibility? Once again, this is not saying fire Tibbs. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, could that be a possibility right now? Could guys not really be agreeing with maybe certain things that he's doing? I'm just asking. Knicks 100 GM said, moving Tibbs will bring a black cloud back over this franchise. He said instantly. Instantly? No. First of all, I don't think they're moving off of Tibbs, right? There's too much connections there. I don't think that. I will tell you this, though, Knicks 100 GM. I will say this, right? Because I think Tibbs has done a good job here. I don't think he's done a bad job. I think he's done a good job. But I do think Knicks 100 GM, I think there is a place in any coaching, right, or anything, or even sometimes with players too, where you reached your ceiling. I'm not saying he has, but he's got to make adjustments. And how this team responds these next, what are they now, 25-14, right? So what are they, 39? It's 39 games. So what do you have, 43 more games left? So this next second half of the season, how they respond and how they look in the playoffs is going to matter, man. It's going to matter. It really, really is. And, you know, I'm just saying this could be an issue going down. You know what I mean? Going down the road. It could be. I don't know, but I'm just saying this just doesn't look good. Alex said, if the Knicks team had Cat plus iHeart, they would be a contender. With only one of them, Knicks are closer to Houston, Memphis, Dallas, Denver, Bucks than they are to Cavs, Thunder, and Celtics. Wow. Great point, Alex. I do agree with that. You are absolutely right. I do agree with that. I do agree. Valid point, Alex. Well said, sir. Knicks 100 GM said, we are ungrateful. How are we ungrateful, man? When no one's saying fire the guy. I never said fire him. I never said get him out of here. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that with anything, Knicks 100 GM, you got to make adjustments. Okay, look. There's a saying, right? Anything that's not growing is dead. Okay, anything that's not growing is dead, right? So a flower is not growing. What does it do? It loses its petals. It starts losing its petals. That's what happens. So what I'm saying is that Tibbs has got to grow, or if not, his coaching career might be finished because you got to adjust with the league. You got to adjust with the league. You can't just say, I'm just going to do this my way. His way has not worked. He has not won a chip. And every place he's been, his players have broken down, and nobody wants to play with him unless they want to go and put up numbers. Randall's causing problems out there in Minnesota. He ain't the same Randall because Tibbs ain't letting him just play 40 minutes and chuck up 80 shots. RJ looks like an all-star up there in Toronto. So I'm just saying. So come on, man. You got to change with the league, man. And I don't know if Tibbs has. I'm not saying fire the guy. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is you got to adjust, man. You got to adjust. And I think, and I said it, and big shouts once again to Ant Knicks Nation, man. He's giving me a platform to go up there and talk with him, talk hoops, man. It's a great opportunity for him, for me and him. And I appreciate him for doing that because I'm able to kind of reach out to you guys and kind of let you guys know my viewpoint on things. Because like I said on his show, no one is saying we want to play people. We want to play Jacob Toppin. No one is saying we want to play Matt Ryan. No one is saying that. What we're saying is why not give Akaporte a look? Why not give Kolek a look? Why not give Dadier a look? And the reason why we say this is because is because we realize as a team that we don't really have a bench. So we're going to need help from certain guys to really come up and really provide a boost. Like, we're going to need that. We're going to need that. So when he doesn't do that, people are saying like, yo, Tibbs, like, why aren't you doing that? So when guys get burnt out or guys, knock on wood, get hurt or get injured, it's typical Tibbs. So that's the frustration with him, because he's not really changing with the league. He's not. Now, Knicks 100 GM, I'm just going to ask you, I'm going to throw it out there. I just want to ask you, why hasn't he played Akaporte, man? Like, why? You know we need a backup center. Precious is not a backup center. He's a 4, but he could play center, but he's not a center. He can play it, but he struggles every time he goes down there and plays. You have a backup center in Akaporte. Why not play him? We've clearly seen that he's a better player than Sims, especially offensively. Why not play him? Why hasn't this kid sniffed the court? Why? Right? Why won't he play Kolick over Payne if you're not even going to play Payne? Like he's, because he plays Payne sparingly. Like, there was times where, like, a couple of weeks, like, Payne didn't see the court at all. He would just play Deuce, play Precious, and play Shamet. And that Cam Payne sometimes wouldn't even see the court. He would come in for a couple of minutes in the first half, and he would not play the second half. Why would he do that? Knowing that the bench needs like minutes to like kind of like get their rhythm. Like, he knows that. But he has his philosophy, right? And I'm like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. So I'm just saying. You know, so that's all people are saying. They're just, you know, you why is everyone else playing their bench guys, and but the Knicks aren't? Why is that? Because of his philosophies, which is fine. But everyone seems a lot more fresher as a team than us. Why is that? Oh, maybe because we have 2 or 3 guys that are in top 5 or top 10 in the league, or 3 starters playing the most minutes in the league. I think Mikal Bridges is number 1. I think OG Anunoby's number 3. Why is that? That doesn't need to be. You could stagger minutes. You could bring in. Okay, Shamet was hurt, right? Shamet was hurt, which is cool. That's fine. Shamet's hurt. Why not have Dadier come in and let him play with the first unit and come in and spell OG Anunoby or spell Bridges? Why not do that? Why not give him an opportunity? Other teams are playing rookies. Why not do that? And no one's saying play him for 20 minutes. Give him 3 or 4 minutes. You can't. You think Dadier is going to come in and just play so bad that it's going to destroy the game in 2 or 3 minutes if he's playing with the first unit? Like, it's simple things like that just do not make sense. You put Kolick in there with the first unit. Let him come in for Brunson. You think he's going to run the offense so bad that the Knicks are going to go down by 20 in a matter of a minute? You telling me you can't give him 2 or 3 minutes? I'm just being honest. Knicks 100 GM said, see, that's the problem. So we're worried about other teams. No, we're not worried about other teams. What I'm saying is that other teams seem fresher than us. Other teams seem fresher than us. And that's the issue. And our guys look tired, man. And you could tell by their shot. Their jumpers are flat. That's why we're not making our jump shots, man. The legs are shot. They're finished. That's because our wings are number 1 and number 3, I believe, in minutes in this league. Mikal Bridges played the most minutes this year. And that's why his shot is fried right now. OG Anunoby looks cooked. Come on, man. Come on. It's undeniable, man. You listen, you're valid in a lot of your points. That stuff you can't argue. Alex said Akaporte got 13 games with 9 minutes per game, and in those minutes, he has been the worst player in the league. Not an exaggeration. EPM has him as the worst player in the league. Alex, I love this, man. This is amazing. That is not, to me, a great gauge of what his impact could be. 13 games sparingly. Like, it's not like he's playing a whole lot, Alex. He's not even given a chance to make mistakes or do anything. That's not even a good gauge for him. It's just not. You know what I mean? You can't really gauge it based on that. It's when he was played, how he's played, everything. Like who he's played with, all those different things matter, man. Because if you really want a guy to succeed, Alex, you're going to play him with the first unit and see how well he does. You're not going to throw him out there when the game is over. It's washed now. Have him play in key moments. I've seen him play in key moments this year when the Knicks used him, and I've seen him dominate, man. Dominate. I forget what game it was. He was getting busy, man. Getting busy, blocking shots, dunking, all types of stuff. And it was in key winning moments. And after that, the kid didn't see the court after that. So I'm just saying, but if these adjustments were made earlier in the season, you might see a different team. But I got one better. How are we going to know if you don't do it? That's my question. Like, we could sit here and say, like, oh, well, this, that, EPMs and all that stuff. How do we know if we don't do it? If we don't do it. And the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is because, look, the reality is that our guys look cooked. Like, that's why the jumper's flat. They looked cooked, man. Cooked. So what do you do? Definition of insanity, doing something over and over again, expecting a different result. So let's change it up here. Let's try something new. Let's try this, let's try that, and let's see what it looks like. But based on Knicks 100 GM, he's been valid on this. And I have to salute him on this. This is who Tibbs is, man. What did you guys expect? So you can't cry now. This is what he is. This is what you got. So you got to roll it out. And so that's why I say the Knicks 100 GM, that might be the downfall for him. Because you got to be able to adjust in this league and change. And Tibbs has shown that he's not willing to. He's willing to go down with the sinking ship, man, of kind of doing it his way. And if it doesn't work, and if the Knicks continue to get beat in the second round, or next year they get beat in the second round again, Leon's gonna have to make a decision, man, because he's only got the window. What do you guys say the window is for this team? About 5 years? 5 years, right? Because that's when these guys are in their prime right now. So what would you say is like the window? 5 years, right? Because by then a lot of these guys be 34, 35, right? So that's their prime. Big Tass is 3 years. I think 5. But the Big Tass is 3. So I'm just saying. It's a lot of things to think about. A lot of things to think about, man. It really is. Here's the thing, man. Once again, this is not. This is not saying fire Tibbs, man. It's not saying fire Tibbs. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, we got to be real, man. We got to be real about a lot of different things. We have to be. I mean, and watching the game and just watching the team, we're just struggling, and we're just struggling right now, man. You know what I'm saying? We're just struggling, and offensively, you can see it. We're kind of really not able to hit shots, and that's tough, man. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. And you're gonna, in the way this season is, a long season, man. When Mitch comes back, Mitch is not going to be the savior like we think. He's going to be a big piece, yes, but Mitch ain't going to be coming in averaging 20. But it feels like this team needs like a serious break. We need like a week off. But that's during the All-Star break. So we're basically a month out. When is the All-Star game? In February, right? Anybody look that up for me? When is it? February? So we're about a month out. So we got to hold the ship until we can kind of get that break. So we got to see exactly what happens. Big task at February. See, so we got a minute, man. We got a minute. Vob said it's the same thing every year, LV. Yeah, man. Listen, man. I mean, listen. Let me say this, Vibes. It's the same thing every year, but we have been in the playoffs, right? So we're happy that we are in the mix, which is good. But I think we're ready to turn that corner, right? We've been in the second round last 2 years. We have our star in Brunson, and now we added another star in Towns. So now we're looking for them to turn that corner. I don't think they're ready just yet. They're not ready just yet. So that's gonna take time. That's gonna take time. We just have to be honest with it. That's gonna take time. So we have to kind of, just be honest with the fact that, okay, this is what it is. This is what the situation is. And, this is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Let me see what Outlaw said. They look like they don't have much energy. Agreed, man. Agreed, Outlaw. Agreed. The X factor is Bridges. Agreed, man. I think here's the thing, Outlaw. I think Bridges has been playing well, man. He's just hitting a little rough patch, man. It happens during the season, man. It happens during the season, man. It just does. Bridges has to play like how he played in December and the playoffs. Agreed, man. Listen, and I think he will, man. But he's played the most minutes this year, Big Task, in the league, man. In the league. It takes a toll on you, man. It takes a toll on you. Alex said the league is way too deep to rely on the second round rookies to win minutes against other teams' backups. So many deep teams, and the Knicks aren't one of them. Alex, well said. I'm glad you said that. But Alex, here's the thing, right? This is what happens when, you kind of gave up the picks for Bridges. You gave up a lot for Towns. So this is kind of what the Knicks were left with, especially with the second apron and all the other good stuff, Alex. Now you have to make your adjustment to what it is that you have. So these are the guys you have to work with. So I think in March. I think in March or February. I'm not sure which date. They can kind of look to bring like maybe a Kiki up or TJ Warren or something like that. But that's really all they have, man. I don't think they're going to be able to do anything during the trade deadline. They don't really have much assets. So, it was a big move bringing Mikal Bridges in here and bringing Towns in here. And, of course, paying OG Anunoby $212 million. So now they're going to have to really get smart. That's why, Brock Aller and those guys, they get paid the big bucks because they got to really, with, capologists and all that stuff, they got to really make some adjustments to figure out what they can do. But my thing is this, Alex, regardless of anything, this is what you have. So you don't just say, all right, I'm not going to do anything. So, this is what it is. So whatever. You're going to have to, figure out these guys and figure out who you're going to play. But you can't play Brunson, those guys 40-something minutes a night. You can't do that. You can't. So I'm just saying, so you're going to have to say, all right, cool. I'm going to have to help develop this guy. I'm going to have to develop a couple of these players here. I'm going to have to do that. So you're going to have to go deep. So you're saying don't rely on second round rookies. You're going to have to. And believe it or not, Alex, a lot of teams are too. A lot of teams are relying on second round rookies and guys that they're going to have to because they got to play guys, man. You can't play your starter a certain amount of minutes. Not everybody's got lottery picks coming off the bench. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, so you're going to have to be smart here with your decisions and how you play guys. And, man, this is why these coaches get paid millions of dollars. They got to be able to make these decisions, man. But what you can't do is have your top dogs playing 40-something minutes every night. That can't happen. Perfect example. You see, I told you what SGA played tonight. 29 minutes. If this was the Knicks, he would have played 40-something minutes tonight in a blowout win. How many blowout wins did we see Towns playing almost 38 minutes or 40 minutes or Brunson the same thing? And they didn't need to. Right? I mean, that's my point. They didn't need to do that. But he's doing that. Outlaw says, Mikal looks like he's on the court majority of the game. Same as Josh Hart, right? You have to save the players for themselves. Tom Thibodeau doesn't say that's all I'm saying. That's all I mean. And that's in blowout losses, guys. He's got them guys still on the court. That's the point that I'm making. So it's not like blowout losses. These guys are playing like 28 minutes. No, they're still playing like 40-something minutes in blowout losses, man. That's just a fact. Alex said, I'll give some of those minutes to Miles. Yeah, man. I mean, I would too, man. But yo, man, he's gonna have to do something. He's gonna have, because we can't continue to keep saying the same thing, like energy piece or whatever. And I don't think it was the energy. I thought these guys played with good energy, but I just think that they're not knocking down their threes. I think because their legs are shot. I think they're trying to, but I think they're running around playing defense. So here's the thing: you want Mikal to average 20, but still also be a defensive stopper. It doesn't go like that. SGA, he does what he does, but they're not asking to be a defensive stopper. They got Dort to do that. They got Jalen Williams to do that. SGA ain't doing that. So you got to figure out what Bridges do you want. Do you want the Phoenix Bridges, who didn't really average much like that? He probably averaged maybe 10 or 12, if that, but he was a defensive beast. Or do you want the guy to average between 17 to 20 something? He's gonna give a little. That's what I'm so it's one or the other. But I'm not knocking the kid, man. I think he's been playing well. He had an amazing December. And so, we kind of had a couple of rough games, and it happens, man. Tonight was a stinker, but it wasn't just a stinker for him, it was a stinker for the whole team. OG Anunoby didn't play well at all tonight. At all. He's getting $212 million. Okay, cool. But he didn't play well at all tonight. And OG, he had a good night the other night against Toronto, but he's been struggling with his shot for a minute now. But he's another guy that's been playing a lot of minutes. So if we're going to say that about Mikal, we got to say that about OG too. I mean, that's just the truth. Well, these guys are playing a lot, man. So, it is what it is, man. Listen, let's throw it out the window. Tough loss. It's a reality check for all of us. But let's try to get it back Sunday against the Bucks. All right, but listen, guys, that's my show. I'm LV Live. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, people, right? Also, too, if it's your first time coming through, rocking with LV, and it's your first time coming through, and you're watching this on replay, and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Also, too, if you leave comments, please leave comments, because I also respond to comments. All right, but listen, people, I appreciate everybody coming through, rocking with me. I will be back Sunday to discuss the Milwaukee Bucks game, so hopefully we can get back in the winning column. All right, so listen, that's my show. I appreciate everybody coming through, rocking with me. Let's throw this game out. Let's forget about it. Let's act like this game never happened and focus on Giannis and the Bucks. All right, we can get back in the winning column. All right, people, I'm LV Live, and that's my show, and I'm out of here, people.